Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we're going to be looking at a laser that I picked up at my local pawn shop. And I try to do that once in a while. Pawn shops are a great place to get good deals on good quality tools. And a couple days ago I happened to run across this Hilti. So what we're going to be looking at today is the PM-40-MG. This is a triple axis green line laser. It is a very, very nice unit. Now, there are a couple things that are missing out of this kit. So what we have here is the laser itself, then the 2.6 amp hour battery. We have the mini tripod, the charger, and then the rail mount system, which is missing a piece. There is a magnetic bracket that goes along with this rail system, and this is for doing suspended ceilings and stuff. This is also part of the suspended ceiling. So that particular that particular piece costs about $40. I'm gonna have to get that piece to fill out this kit because I definitely need that magnetic mount. And the other is the electronic target. That one's about $210. That's a little pricey. All things considered, when I calculate in about the $250, $260 that I had to spend to complete this kit out, considering what I paid for this, I paid $230 for it. And that's going to bring it up to about $480 before taxes. This particular unit sells for about $970 with all that stuff included. Also includes a couple of plate targets too. Those are also doing for stuff like suspended ceilings. That doesn't really, it's not really necessary for me. The magnetic mount is though, because of the type of work that we do. And the target definitely is. Now this unit is good out to about 130 feet is where the laser will shoot to, that you can still see the laser. Beyond that, it's good out to about 330 feet using the electronic target. So it has a wide range. Now I switched over to green line lasers probably about 2 years ago. I bought a DeWalt that is a very good laser, but it's not quite on par with this Hilti PM-40-MG. There are a couple things that I like about it, but this one has some adjustment stuff that I really like over that DeWalt, and we're going to get into it. Let me get this unit out, we'll set it up, and kind of show you the ins and outs of the PM-40-MG. The first thing we're going to talk about with this Hilti is the battery platform, and this one is a 10.8 volt, 2.6 amp hour battery. It's kind of unique to Hilti. Now, instead of having a different selector switch so that you can see your battery life, Hilti integrates that into their release switch here. So you just depress that, it tells you what your battery life is. That's also unique to Hilti. Now, the unit itself has some really nice features to it. First and foremost, it's going to have a red dot plumb line on the bottom. That is great for picking up plumb. The only problem with that is that how it integrates into the tripod, you lose the ability to pick up that plumb dot. That's something that I wish they could change in this unit so that they could shoot it down through the tube of the tripod stand itself and still be able to pick up that plumb dot. But unfortunately, the way it integrates in, you can't do that. Now, one thing I will say that I do like about this unit, so you can actually take this top piece off and pull this out, and it makes for very quick access to screw this into your laser. Instead of having to try to twist it onto the tripod in its upright position, makes it just quicker to get it on and off. That's a feature that I do like about this laser. Now, for the switches, the on-off switch is here. So you have off position, lock position, and the unlock position. The lock position allows you to make adjustments where if you need to shoot something on grade, you can put it in the lock position and the laser is going to stay locked in, and then you can set your grade. That's very nice for anything that you have to do on grade. Very, very good feature. Now the switch to go from vertical to horizontal is here. So it will go, I think it starts out in horizontal and then goes horizontal and then vertical and then both, and then back to horizontal. Very nice feature to have. Now, I have a DeWalt unit as well, and I actually switched over to Greenline lasers probably about 2 years ago, I think is what it was, and they're just so worth their money. that you pay extra for them, but man, are they worth it. The visibility that you get out of them is far and above what you get out of red lasers. On the DeWalt unit, instead of being centered into the body of the laser, it's actually offset. So you can pick up your plumb line. The laser shoots down beside the unit, so you can pick it up at all times, even when it's on the tripod. That is a nice feature on the DeWalt. However, whenever you go to make your adjustments to turn, now you have to completely reset the tripod because it's not centered in the body of the unit. So one thing that the Hilti has over the DeWalt is that once you set it, it's centered and you can spin it. Now to spin it, you have a little knob down here, gives you your fine adjustment. Works very, very, very well. I love how smooth that action is on that. For the unit itself, you have a sight glass down here at the bottom so that you can quickly line it, put it into level, which is very nice to have the integrated sight glass in there, which you're going to find on most lasers, but the way this one's set up, it's actually really nice. And the one good thing about this is that the base of these things will come off and you can switch it out for different units. You can use the magnetic mount, will screw into this one, or you could take it off and you have the same connections here, your 1/4-20, in order to set your magnetic mount. That's a very nice feature to have. Now, we'll set this to the side for the moment. We'll talk about the tripod. The tripod has a lot of adjustments on it as well. I really do like this tripod, and I like the fact that it comes with the kit. So obviously you have plenty of adjustment here, and I haven't double checked the height to see what the height of this one actually is. When I compare it to my DeWalt, I'm going to go a little more in depth onto this unit. Another thing that I like is you have the ability to go from your pins to non-slip without having to physically remove them. So you just adjust these down and you go straight in the non-slip. So if you're on a concrete or wood surface or what have you, you can quickly go back and forth between the two. That is a nice feature to have. I love that that's integrated into this tripod. Now when you're set up, you get it locked in place. You have a lock screw over here for your vertical, and then the integrated vertical lift. So being able to fine tune this unit on this tripod, it just really is a nice unit the way they put it together. Well, let's hook up that laser. We'll set that to the side and get our battery mounted in place and turn the unit on. Now, one thing again that I like, can't see it from this view, but I'll show you, is that that red dot plumb line. That's a very nice feature to have. Now, one thing that I don't necessarily like about this one is how the battery is mounted. You lose a little bit of zone here on this side because it shoots down through where the battery is there, and obviously the higher you get, the further out that goes. So you're going to lose some of your line there. It's not that big of a deal. In the DeWalt unit, because it's offset, you have pretty much the same thing. You get the high side, but you lose some zone because the body of the laser itself is blocking the light. But because it's offset, you can pick up your plumb on the side of the machine. Again, I think it's better in the Hilti, because once you're centered, and then you can spin it to where you want. Now, if they found a way to integrate that into the tripod where it's shot down through the tripod, it would be that much better. But it is a lot of different adjustments to this unit. And again, you can lock it in place. If we set the lock there, and now we can tilt the unit and the line will tilt with us. That's a very nice feature to have, again, for doing grade work. And then you can unlock it and you go back to laser. So right now we're in both vertical and, no, I'm sorry, we're just in vertical. So there's our horizontal and there's our vertical and horizontal, which is really nice how it switches back and forth between them. But you're going to get that in all lasers. So it's a very, very comprehensive unit once you get it in hand. This has been a look at the Hilti PM-40-MG. Now later I'm going to test this against my DeWalt unit, and it's hard to tell without having them side by side, but I feel like that the green line laser on this one is just a touch crisper than what it is on that DeWalt unit. But again, until I put them both together, I'm not really going to know. At any rate, an overview of the Hilti PM-40-MG. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.